Absolutely, it needs to be reworked. Okay. What this shows me here, and we get this. We still undergraduates, some masters will still have this as well. The language being used is not an academic voice or an academic tone, but more of the thoughts in your head when you're speaking, and it's being written down as that. It needs to step back. The best way to get this better, that's not very good English, but the way you make improvements is to improve your reading. The more you read, you'll understand the text, you'll understand the way things have been suggested, you'll understand the sentence structure, you'll understand the actual paragraph, how a paragraph structure, and then you'll understand the whole text structure. And that's the best way to develop your written language, and certainly in an academic sense. Okay, so the more you can read, if it's newspapers is fine, but the more academic journals you can get your hands on, the more you'll become accustomed to it. If I go and ask a famous author, Stephen King, who writes lots of horror, if I ask him, have you ever read a horror story? I'd expect he reads a lot of horror stories, because he had to read them so he could understand how to write them. Yeah? He didn't just think, I think I'll write a horror story. Okay? So it's exactly the same for any type of author. And here as well, I went to the people of APIIT. Firstly, I would avoid the use of I, because the more you use I, it's not that you can't use it, but the more you use it, your writing becomes descriptive. I did this, I did that, like a young child would write. Okay? And I went to the people of APIIT. This is a lower level writing skill. This needs to be more informed. Rather know when, what did you do with people? Let's have a look. This is about the sample size and survey distribution. A sample of 500 people was taken. The reason why I've underlined that is because I'm a bit dubious of two things. The first one is that a sample of 500 people was taken, but it's not been done yet, I believe. And the sample of 500 people is a big sample. So if you're going to do 500 people, I'm going to be really impressed that you're going to do 500. I spoke to second years yesterday and I said to them about feasibility. It'd be great if you can do 500 people, but the feasibility of doing 500 people is very challenging. And the work is carried out, and again, it is to be carried out within 8 to 12 weeks. One of the other issues that we had, and this certainly needs to be rectified for your dissertations, is referencing. Now, there's several things here. I mean, this is not in Harvard, and actually underneath here, the tutor actually wrote, you can see the tutor highlight this to say this is wrong. We need the author first, we need the date, then we need the title, then we need a publisher. And web is going to be slightly different. I'll leave a web address from the university, actually, which is very good, called InfoZone, or RefZone, I believe, which is on the internet. And if you want to find a journal, it's got an A to Z at the top. If you want journal, you click on J, and journal comes up, and it tells you exactly how to reference. It's a very, very useful tool. And so this isn't even undergraduate level. In the UK, this would be year 1 level, and even at year 1 of an undergraduate, they'd be told off. Yeah, and they'd be sorely marked down. So, because what we have, I suppose we could argue to an extent that this is errors in referencing, and I'm saying to the faculty more than the students. If we have consistent errors, then there are errors and we would mark the student down. But because the author is changing from one way of doing it to another way, so we've got the author first here, but then we go to date, we could argue that actually this is flawed because they're not quite sure themselves. They'll have to go one way and they'll think, I'll do it another way as well. I'll hedge my bets. Yeah, they'll have it. So that's where we would mark this one further down than just because there's inconsistency.